What really excites me is the idea of using synthetic biology as a foundation for a circular bioeconomy off-planet. Again, my bias is towards Mars, but there's no reason, except that it's hard, that we couldn't see these things on the moon, on space stations, and these various types of human habitats. So when my colleagues and I looked at the NASA technology taxonomy areas, we identified 3 in particular that we think synthetic biology will be particularly useful for. Now, of course, there are abiotic solutions in all of these taxonomy areas, but the biological solutions have some really interesting affordances. The first is that because of the flexibility of biology, you don't have to bring everything with you en route. You don't have to predict every single thing you might need. Rather, if you have a library of biological components, you can mix and match and make on demand. One of my favorite examples of that is my colleague Lynn Rothschild from NASA Ames. She's working on an astropharmacy. Don't try to predict ahead of time every medication that you need, but make it so that you can build it when you're up there. So I like to think of that as switching from a take philosophy to a make philosophy. And then the second thing that's really interesting, and I just alluded to it, is this idea of on-demand manufacturing that you could also use to have these closed-loop ISRU or certain closed-loop things within your space station or within your habitat. So that lets us go from a stored mentality to a fresh mentality. And I think you can follow me thinking further in the future when we have long-term or even permanent human settlements, say on Mars. This is going to be a really important aspect because, for example, there are no petrochemicals on Mars. So you've got to have a way of manufacturing all of these things that we're used to without the legacy system that we have here on Earth.